Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and welcome to an extra special edition of Across the Pitch. My name is Phil Kennedy, and I'm joined by Darren Woodhead and Tony Robinson today as we bring back the Accrington Stanley Legends series. And it's our first Legends episode of 2022, and Darren Woodhead has lined up a fantastic guest to start off 2022. For a long time, we've been wanting to get a true Stanley legend who spent 3 different spells over the club, played well over 300 matches, scored 52 goals, and has a dedicated flag in the Clayton end, even though it's been 25 years since he pulled on the red shirt. Give a warm across-the-pitch welcome to none other than Chris Grimshaw. Welcome to the show, Chris, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Phil.
Hey, yeah, nice big build up that.
Oh, lovely that. It's actually Phil. It's actually 27 years since I played for him.
27 years. Well, great stuff. So
We're really looking forward to hearing about your playing days. Some of my favorite times are when, Darren, you get someone like yourself to come on the show and really tell the story of, Accrington Stanley before I had even heard of Accrington Stanley here on this side of the pond, and just really fill in that club history for everybody that has started following the club at any point in the past 27 years.
Yeah, it's a privilege, Phil.
It's an honor for me too, because like Phil says, filling in some of the blank spots, and I had a few of them in the 70s and 80s, and so it's nice to get you on, Chris, and hear your story and fill in another part of the story of Accrington Stanley. So I'm looking forward to it, and thank you for joining us, Chris.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks very much.
Yeah, I was just speaking to Tony earlier this week. I said you've got quite a bit in common, you two, because Tony went to Holy Family and St. Anne's before he went to Canada. So,
that's outrageous.
Yeah.
That's great. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two good schools, Tony. There.
Yeah. Well, I was obviously further ahead than you, but St. Anne's, I lived on Stanley Street when I started going to St. Anne's, and then
brilliant,
lived on Avenue Parade. Yeah, and do you remember the church there at the St. Anne's Church? There's a grotto right next to the church.
There certainly is, yeah.
Yeah, my dad was one of the fellows that built that, so I go back a ways. Yeah,
that's fantastic. I love that grotto. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? It's still there, Tony.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing my dad always said, he never got over the fact he never got paid, because the priest, when he got the bill give the priest the bill, the priest said he wasn't going to pay him, so we ended up going to Sacred Heart Church from then on.
Oh, that's been knocked down now.
Yeah.
Very well.
So. Let's jump onto some football. Right. Well, first of all, I've been trying to get Chris on this podcast for a couple of years since we decided we were going to start getting next players on it. It's great that we've got him on, and I think it's fair to say, Chris, that we've got you on at just the right time, because your life's. We spoke the other day, didn't we? And your life's going.
Yeah, we did, Darren. Yeah, a bit of a turnaround for me, Darren. Yeah, I had to do it, most people who know me know what I've been going through, me drinking and that. But when you end up in hospital and, you're on death's door and they tell you, if you don't stop. But I look at all my children and I'm thinking, Chris, this is the time. And I've just took it, with both hands. And if it weren't for my children, really, I probably, well, it's true, I probably wouldn't have been here, but they've been so helpful and so loyal to me. I've got 5 children, by the way. Starting from Lennon, who's 8. I'll just have to tell you this one. Lennon, who's 8. Frank Hughes, 10. Bethany, who's 23. Dominic, who's 27. And Callum, who's 31. So I started again in Clitheroe, you see. Yeah. Well, they've all been brilliant with me. And all the ex-partners have been brilliant with me. and I'm back in my roots actually. Now I'm back in Accy.
Yeah,
I've done the full circle, so I feel comfortable here. It's I love Accrington, always have done.
It's great. We've been watching your progress on Facebook in the last few months.
Oh, good. I just hope it helps. That's why I put it on, Darren. Really.
Yeah.
It's not for myself, but a little bit for myself. But if I can inspire someone else who might be going through a similar thing, because I'm quite well known, and I think a lot of people have been inboxing me saying I'm struggling, and I love to help. I just like to put something back. It's just a great thing that I can do it, and I'm back on track. So I'm really looking forward to the interview.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think it does inspire a lot, Chris, because of the likes and the comments that you get. That people are very supportive and very happy of where you're at now. And I've got to see some pictures of your kids, and you've got a great looking family.
Oh,
so
great. Thank you, Tony.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you, Tony. No, it just amazes me after 27 years as well that people in Accrington still remember it, especially Stanley fans. They still got a flag, haven't they? And it amazes me. It's so humbling, really. I'm proud, really proud, because I'm an Accy lad. And when someone sent me a video of Adam Martley flying flag and coming out to Sweet Carolina against top at League Rotherham, I thought that is absolutely immense. Makes me feel really proud. It does. So.
Well, it goes to show the family, isn't it? When you're, from Accrington and you're part of the Stanley family, and and you're loved, and people want to support you. And I think when you grew up in Accrington, of course, and same as I did, growing up in Accrington, and Burnley was my team that I used to go when I was a kid, catch the bus at the bottom of Melbourne Street and go to see Burnley. How was it for you? How did you feel when you got to sign for Burnley? What was that like for you?
Well, I'm just going to say we've got a lot in common, same schools and same supporting Burnley. I'm just surprised they're still going, isn't it? We put us through some misery at times, haven't they? But it was brilliant for me to sign for Burnley. I mean, I was 14, and I was doing really well at the time, quite exciting player and that. But as soon as Burnley came to my door, I don't think I had an option. My dad just said it's chief scout for Burnley, and he said, he's signing, where did he sign? So I just signed for Burnley at 14 because I love Burnley, I've been dad took me on Burnley, me and my brother, on Beale, and from being 3 or 4 years old. So I think that's why I went bold, because of all bad weather. I mean, I'd never took him alongside. But no, it was a dream come true with that. Yeah, it certainly were.
It's like, I mean, growing up in Accrington, and I did it in the 70s. It literally, we were Burnley, Blackburn, weren't it? I mean, Accrington, Stanley, only a minor non-league club. Then you couldn't really fault.
They were. You couldn't, but they always had that hardcore, like the tailwind, but they were either Burnley or Blackburn, But it's like as I got older, I still go to Burnley now, But I always. Well, I must admit, it's my third is what I look for, because I always look for Blackburn, make sure they get beat. And then I look for Stanley. I always look for Stanley. Yeah. I'll get some stick off this after this goes out. But no, it's
when you got there at Burnley at that time, Chris, some good players.
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, I remember walking down Gortat Lane my first day of training. I got off bus at Padiham with my boots over my shoulders, and I'm walking down that long lane, where Gortat is. And I thought, it don't get any better than this, but it did, because this big car pulled up. I thought, in its day, I don't know what it were, but in its day, it was a lovely car, probably a banger, but it weren't. And this bloke just said, get in, son. And I thought, it's Martin Dobson. He was manager of Burnley, because he re-signed. I think that reached a spell at Burnley, and he'd re-signed, and he was captain of Burnley with me hero. He never said a word to me. He just said, get in, son, and that were it. And I can't remember. Getting home and telling me that Dad, Dobbo picked me up. I was in heaven, So it's a dream come true, really, as a kid.
There's obviously a lot of years you spent there, and you didn't actually make the first team, did you not?
I didn't. No, that's my only not a regret, but things happened only like getting a new manager, John Bond, come in. But that's just my one little regret that in life. I'd love to have played for Burnley. I was captain of the youth team. And I got a bad injury against Man United up turf. And just at the time, I think John Bond he never saw me play. And but it were a really sad time that, because I thought I would have played for, because I played loads against reserves and I was doing really well, but you can't, you don't look back, and you can't look back because it bloody hurts you away. But I really wanted to play for Burnley first team, but anyway, it weren't to be. But I've been a Claret all my life, so I always will be.
You got a lot further than a ton of people to get that close, but I mean, you did get further than most. So I mean, that you got to take that as a positive, right?
Oh, I always do. Yeah, I talk fondly about them days playing with people like Lane James, Trevor Stephen. Also many players. Kevin Young. Absolutely brilliant players at the time. Like Brian Laws, Andy Wharton. Just great times, And then especially when John Bond took over, he brought all the City players. You see, and they were all really end of the career, and they were like two different changing rooms. It was a really bad atmosphere, really bad, but you recovered from it. It took them 30 years to recover, I think, really, to be honest. I think it did.
Yeah. You got rid of got rid of some really good players, didn't he, at the time?
He did. Well, my only claim to fame is at the same time he got rid of me, he got rid of Trevor Stephen and Lee Dixon. So I'm holding on to that one. I said Lee Dixon had never played football as long as but I won't say. And then he took to play for Arsenal in England, so can't be bad, can it? And I went on to play for Stanley Lounder for me.
Between you managed to play in Football League for Bury and Crewe as well.
I did, I did for Bury and Crewe, yeah. I loved it at Bury. Crewe, I went to Crewe halfway through that season when I got released from Burnley. And I think I was young for my age, I don't know, but I was travelling on train, driving to Preston, travelling. I was quiet in them days. But I loved it at Bury because Dobbo were there, Frank Casper, Wilf McGuinness, physio, Ray Pointer. It was like Lee Dixon, Terry Pashley, Kevin Young, Lane James, Joe Jacob. It was like an old ex-Burnley players. It was great. And that was brilliant when I played for Bury in League Cup against Burnley on turf. We got beat. Alan Taylor scored it last minute. But I thought I got a regular applause off Burnley fans, Accy Clarets. And I can remember warming up and I started singing Burnley Rejects. I was gutted.
I think somebody, Chris, somebody posted a picture the other day, and I forget which group it was on, but it was the Bury team, and it said there was about 7 or 8 or more Clarets on that. So that must be right about that time frame that you're talking about.
That's the one, yeah. I've got that picture, yeah. They call it the Forgotten 15, yeah. They were all on there, yeah, like Ray Pointer, there must have been at least 8 ex-Burnley people from that in that club at the time. That was sort of a great time, I was sub a lot. I played a couple of times in Cup. I played in League once, twice, I think. And then, but just being there, it was just a massive experience for me, Went to Ibiza with him when we got promotion from 4th Division. Just being with them type of players, they give me a foot in life, I suppose.
That sounds right up your street, going to Ibiza.
Oh, it was up, man. Going to Ibiza. I think I started up rave scene off. It was 1985.
Oh, well, that's when you were in your heyday then. I mean,
I was in my heyday. We were just getting going, Beats. I think I cracked it open. Yeah, I come straight back to Lordy Doors.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Then you ended up at Stanley. So what were you first?
Well, yeah. Then
to Stanley.
Well, I did get released from Bury, so that was 3 clubs I got rid of. I thought I'm just going to play. I was going to jack it into. I just will play for Winnie Hill, something like that with my mates. But I went watching cricket, Enfield playing Accy, and I saw Eric Worley. I didn't really know him that well. I started to say hi to, and he just took over as manager at Stanley, and he had his own business. He said, "Do you want to come and work for me and play and sign for Stanley?" I thought, well, why not? I used to watch Stanley Aggies and all that when I was a kid, and I thought that'd be ideal for me. So that's what I did, and I signed. I think it was 85-86 season. So I just signed for Eric. He'll come more into my conversation as the questions come.
We've talked about him a lot on here, and I know Eric, and we think about him as a chairman. But what were you like as a manager, Chris? To manage the team.
Oh well, it was. Well, I definitely guarantee you, I think I were on the first end of the air dryer before Fergie. I remember playing Darwin away in Floodlit League or something like that. It was Tuesday night. It was absolutely freezing. And it's one of them nights where you're not up for it. If you come off that pitch half time and you haven't put it in with Eric, anyway, I remember this tray of tea, like cups of tea in cartons in the middle of the table, and he come to me and he just like lifted table and it all went all over me. But I loved him though. He was a character. He just got the best out of me because he used to boll at me, and I don't know. I just turned a bit of magic on and say, "Hey, show that," So he did. He knew how to get the best out of players.
Yeah,
and I would imagine. Yeah, he did, Darren. Yeah.
I mean, eventually when you left Stanley for the first time, he took you to Morecambe, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he must have thought. Yeah, went me, Sharpie, Rowie, Steve Perry, Martin Eatoff, Mickey Ashcroft, and Dave Sharple. Yeah, so it took quite. I think Stanley were a bit peeved with him at that time because he took all his best players really. He was in higher league, weren't it? What did we Northern Premier League then?
Yeah, that was Northern Premier League.
Yeah. So I went to Morecambe with him. Yeah, but I think he was a bit out of his depth there.
Yeah,
it seemed to me he were, No, yeah, because he were bigger. He seemed to be a bit. Like he did brilliant with Clitheroe, didn't he? I knew he'd end up coming back to Stanley because he loves Accy, didn't he? He did a great job for Stanley, didn't he? Yeah, if it weren't for him, I don't think they'd be where they are now, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely not. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and John Coleman and Jimmy Bell have just done an interview, Radio Lancashire, and talking about how this he stuck with him when he could have easily sacked him. He understood he'd been a manager himself.
He did. He stood by. He did. He stood by management, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
He certainly did. Yeah, and I must mention John Alty as well before him. Yeah, he was brilliant. Yeah, he was brilliant, John. Fantastic. But I'd be captain, and even if as long as you'd worked hard for away games, and he come to me, and he's always give me a few quid to say, Chris, get Grim or whatever. He'd say, get lads a drink, you know what I mean? He was always kind, you know what I mean? And he did a hell of a lot for Accrington Stanley. He really did.
Yeah, he put his heart
you like seeing Mel play and Adams, Sam Adams, and Jack. Yeah, there were loads of people, and fantastic people. And I know people don't forget, but it's easy to forget them people that stuck by him in them days. Like Bruce Chadwick collecting Save Our Stanley £1 a week. I'll never forget, people like that. And Tony Clemens, absolutely brilliant people.
They were all fantastic people.
Yeah, such history, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to now to put it back into, what it was like in those days. I remember John Alty, he used to actually count the crowd. He used to walk around counting how many were on.
He certainly did, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
He did, he counted the crowd, like he did, honestly. Yeah. Well, someone they asked me the other day, the supporters used to come up coach with us, with team.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant because I did, certainly did, especially after games, I'd be talking to everyone in coach, you know what I'm like. But them people never forget. I think that's why I'm remembered, So I always give them time of day and stood with him after games in bar and I'd crack with him and I really, I think that means a lot. Because I knew I was like them, as Accy lad. Yeah. Sometimes I wanted to be watching and not drink with them, so I was playing, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for me, brilliant times, brilliant time. Never change a thing.
Well, now we have what is definitely my favorite part of the show, and I think it's definitely one of, if not the most popular segments among fans. And it's something that Tony came up with, I want to say just about 2 years ago now. And it kind of started off as just some funny, North England versus South England questions. And now we've added in all kinds of different things, movies, music. And then recently, Tony has started personalizing some of the questions. And it's just really grown to be something that has a life of its own. So, I'm just going to turn the mic over to Tony Robinson now for what is the world famous rapid fire.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Phil. That's tremendous introduction. Okay.
Just Desert Island Dish.
Desert Island Dish, yeah. Well, it feels like that on my Facebook. You put that many songs on there when I get up in the morning. Yeah, there's about 20 songs a day.
Oh, whatever comes into me, I'm playing them. I thought, well, everyone else might as well listen to them as well.
Yeah, no, there's some good stuff going on.
Thank you, Darren.
We've got some nice sound effects too that go into the final edit on this. I mean, this rapid fire is well, you take it away, Tony.
Yeah, just some fun questions. I'll start off with the good old tried and trusted and whatever. Just a sec. We'll start again. Start off with the first question. Much of your garden peas?
Mushy.
Red or brown sauce on your bacon sandwich?
None.
Black pudding with your full English, yes or no?
No.
Oh, sorry about that one. That's not the right answer, but we'll give you a point anyway.
Tony likes his black pudding, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If he would be from Bury.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Got to get some black pudding from Bury.
Bury Market, yeah.
I see. I've been. Yeah, got them. Yeah, it's what a place that is. I noticed you post on your Facebook. You do a lot of music and post a lot of stuff like that. Do you have a favorite band or musician that you listen to?
My favorite artist is Paul Weller, without a shadow of a doubt. I've seen Paul Weller 70 times. So I mean, first time I saw Paul Weller, remember King George's Old, Tony, when you were over here, yeah. Yeah. In Blackburn. Yeah, I saw him for the first time when I was 14. The Jam, it was probably better than playing at Wembley. In my head, it seemed it at the time anyway. Yeah, and I love the Gallaghers, you know.
The Gallaghers?
Yeah, I love Oasis, but Liam and Paul Gallagher, Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher. The Verve, Richard Ashcroft, Ian Brown. I love all that type of music. I love loads of music.
Bittersweet Symphony.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, fantastic film.
It's
I actually know quite a few of those that he said, Phil. So that's not bad, is it?
No, that's good
that
list. I would add any of that to my playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, superb.
When we talk about, you mentioned about your playing days and that. Did you have any pre-match rituals? Did you put your left?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah. Yeah, I always remember. My main one was just turning up sober. No, I'm only joking. No, I'd put it.
I don't remember that game.
That's a great ritual. I don't remember that game. I don't. No, I did actually. Yeah, I put my left shin pad on, then my left sock, then my left boot, and then my right shin pad, right sock, right boot. And then if I didn't do it in right order, I'd have to go back and change it to do it again. Even though, warming up, I think, no, I didn't do it right. I did. I couldn't. I'm still like that now. I think I've got OCD.
It's quite common with footballers as well.
Footballers, I think Gazza's got it, hasn't it? Yeah, it is common. I didn't realise I had it until I started moving in on my own around here now. Everything's got to be spot on, everything. So it's not a bad thing, is it, really, for a bloke?
No. It's funny. It's funny what some people will do differently like that. But and the sportsmen are a finicky bunch. They'll do things a certain way.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite takeaway that you like?
I'm one of the most fussy eaters in the world. I can guarantee that. All my family laugh at me. Down rehab, where I went to rehab, they just could not believe how fussy I am. I always say, I've never had an egg. I've never had a tomato. I don't know how to survive playing football. I've never had beans. I've never had an Indian takeaway. I've never had Chinese. So my best takeaway is KFC, without a doubt. I love KFC, but that's foreign as well. I just don't like foreign foods. I don't know what it is. My palate, I don't know. Even KFC's tangy to me. It's like... So that's my most exotic food. But I love my favourite meal of all time is a Sunday roast. So
right.
There's no takeaway wrappers in my house. No way.
I'm just shocked you don't like beans. That's
No, I don't know. No. They're foreign, aren't they? No, I don't like them.
If you were to sit down and have dinner with two people that you living or dead, which two people would you like to sit down and sort of break bread with?
Easily, my mum and Paul Weller. My mum passed away. Yeah, my mum and Paul Weller, without a doubt. That
was no hesitation there on that one. I like that. That's good.
And you never gave me a question before, did you? So I didn't hesitate. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't. And and sometimes we do that because some people like to have a think and no. It's not. Well, that's excellent. I'm going to wrap up with I'm going to test your knowledge of North American lingo, and we did this with this. We had a fellow that's Neil Edmonds from Accrington and is living in the States.
Neil, yeah.
The difference, and the difference in terminology. And I'm going to give you the American term, and I want you to see if you can give me the English answer. What is a trunk and a hood? What do they call that?
Bonnet and.
You're on the right track.
Usually, what's American one?
The hood is the bonnet, right? And then the trunk is the.
Bloody hell! My mind's gone blank on that one. I should know it, shouldn't I? Because go on, I thought you got me.
Well, it's what you put on your feet too when you play football.
In the boot, it's bloody hell. The boot. Bloody hell. Mine went then. Sorry, lads.
Oh, yeah.
No, I tell you, my mind goes blank on many occasions. So that was just a bit of fun. Thanks for doing that, Gary.
That's great, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
All right, good stuff. So I'll get back onto football now.
Yeah, back to football. I love that rapid fire. I mean, Tony, we joke around about it, but not enough credit be given because that really just changed the whole show when you added that segment.
Yeah, just move it along, Phil.
Chris, next one I want to ask you about is I've just actually got a book on these called Dynamos. So you actually play for it was some story at the time, weren't it?
Go on, Darren.
Yeah, Phil Terry wrote it. We know Phil, don't we? Sadly passed away.
Phil Terry, yeah. Oh, yeah, Phil Terry, bloody hell.
Yeah.
He was a good servant as well for Stanley and for Corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I went. Sorry, Daz.
What was that like, signing for Corn? Because there was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Went around them,
yeah, it was. I think I got called a mercenary when I went there. Even in them days. I did. It was because I went from Morecambe to Corn. Because in them days, they say they put 7 days on you. In other words, they want to sign you,
Yeah.
And one of the hardest things I've ever had to do is to walk into my job, working for Eric Worley, and say, I'm playing for him as well, at Morecambe, and saying, Eric, I'm leaving, I'm going to go down the mall. I thought they were going to stab me. I've never been as scared. I'm like a baby. That's the one he had over, But I thought I'm going to have to do it. And I remember meeting Graham White outside Turf Moor, actually, in his car, and he said, give me a toll, but money. I won't mention money and that, but it was like ridiculous, really, when I look back. A lot more than average, semi-pros were getting paid, and he signed some great players like Alan Kennedy, I can remember, and Dave Miller, but it was good. I liked it at Corn. Yeah, I was only there for. I came back to Stanley after that. Yeah, I was only there to end the season. That were a bit of a funny. I think I played for Corn against Stanley. I didn't like that. I don't know. I didn't like it. I remember playing for Stanley against Corn. I think that's when they signed me. If you'd seen me play, because I remember giving Lammy, left back, Steve Lampkin, I give him run around. And I always remember. I was a good player, but I always reminded him of that when I worked for the Rolling. Yeah. But I like cold dynamos. He was freezing the whole Paul's house. Didn't like the cold. I'm a fair weather player, me, Darren.
Yeah, definitely.
I was always on sunbed, and all my legs would have to be perfectly brown.
Oh, we know that. Yeah, you like.
I know that. I pause her.
Also, middle of winter, had a good suntan at Laddie Dars.
Always, mate. Always odd.
And sunbed's got some hammer. No.
Did it?
Then you come back to Stanley for the second time.
Yeah.
Trying to think who would be the manager at second time. Would it?
Piercy.
All right. Yeah.
What a lovely bloke. Gary Pierce. Yeah. He was just a superb person, you know. I don't know, he just give you courage, and he just believed in you, you know. And he was just a really nice bloke. And I remember I was working for FH Brown. I was driving in Bury, and I remember seeing. You remember the HFS Lawns courts?
Yes.
You know, and long jackets. And I remember seeing this figure walking, and I think he would. To be honest, I think he'd had a drink, and it was piercing. I was gutted, and it weren't long after that they found him dead. Yeah, they found him dead on his own. And he was just a lovely bloke, though.
Right.
Because he played for Wolves in cup final, didn't he? In goals for Wolves.
Yeah.
He was a great, really nice bloke. Yeah, but I like that spell at Stanley as well. Yeah, I did.
And then you moved on. I mean, were it Phil Staley who you fell out with?
Yeah, Phil Staley. Yeah. I know managers come and go, and they have a certain. He just didn't like me, Phil. You know, because I was a fan's favourite, I suppose, and. He always put me so. He tried to put me so. But I remember, I'll never forget this particular day. There were only one subs in them days, and he had to put me on at half time. And I went on and scored an hat-trick at Leighton End. I remember running over, and he thought I was going to run to him to hug him. I went right past him and hugged Tommy Webster in crowd. You remember how Tommy Webster, real Stanley fan. And I don't think I played for the Stanley again, not for him after that. That's when I went to Rosendale.
Yeah, get Grimmy.
I think I went to Rosendale. Get Grimmy on me. It was all used to banging on top of dugout. I don't think it went down right well with him.
No.
But it didn't go down. It went down well with me. I was egging him on, saying, don't do it. I used to love coming on and getting ball and thinking, right, you swine, I'll you.
No, it was a shame in a way because you moved on when we played against Gateshead at FA Cup, but you came back when we.
I went to Rosendale. I went to Rosendale, didn't I, Dad, from Stanley?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Staley was there. Yeah, and I loved it. Some of the players up there, Rosendale, Jimmy Clark, Jock Wiley, you know, Andy Darbish and Neil. Well, Rowley, I played all over Rowley. Some great players, Andy Grimshaw. But that's not there now, the club, is it, Rosendale?
It's a real shame, isn't it? They were great.
I think they said to me, do you want to sign in on fee, Grimmy, or do you want a free bar after the game? I think I said the free bar, and I think he shouldn't have asked me that, really, because it's not, that clubhouse isn't there anymore.
They went bust.
Well, fair play. I think I made the right move. So, so I enjoyed it at Rosendale, I did.
Yeah, and
then I went to Haslingden, didn't I?
Yeah, Haslingden.
Yeah, that was lovely. Then I came back. Then I went to Fleetwood.
Oh, you Fleetwood. I don't remember you playing for Fleetwood.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't, but they hated me. They bloody hated me. You know, because I don't know if you heard that. We got to the first round at FA Cup's proper against Fleetwood, and it got abandoned because the Burnley's game had got called off, and they were fighting it crowded, and it got abandoned. But they were really bad trouble, and there was a bit of a feeling. Because this season there was a bad feeling with Stanley and Fleetwood, weren't there? So I signed for Fleetwood, and that was a bit of a mercenary. I don't know why I went, but travelling. I do know why I went, but I remember getting ball. First time I touched ball, I was playing, and all the home fans booed me. I thought, I'm not used to this. I think that's the only clubhouse I've ever had a drink in.
Right. No,
it certainly is. I just couldn't wait to get home. And that were it. And then I came back to Stanley, yeah.
And you come back in good time, didn't you? Because,
I did, yeah.
That's when it's Gunthorpe at Turf Moor.
Exactly. I remember, you know, obviously everyone remembers Paul Becky. He come round to my house. I lived on Mossall Road, down married with Alison and Dominic and Bethany and Callum. And he just knocked on my door and he said, Grimmy, he said, do you fancy coming back to Stanley? I said, are you joking? He said, no, Ken Wright. Ken Wright took over, and he always liked you as a player. I thought, too. I said, looked at Alice, and I said, do you mind? And she said, well, as long as you don't stay behind after games. I said, right, I won't. So I signed for him, and I was, like you say, sorry, we got to fight. We played at Turf, didn't we?
Yeah.
First round, yeah, proper. That was great. Yeah, that was super. But it's got to be right unlucky we were.
Yeah.
But I must tell this story, Darren. I'm sure if Alice can listen to this, she won't mind now. So I signed for Stanley. My first game was Buxton away. And played, and I was so chuffed it up. Like I say, there was 40 or 50 of them, always Stanley fans who were there. They were chuffed. Anyway, we come, and we didn't break down this time, but I rang my wife Alice and said, we broke down. She says, oh no. I said, yeah, we're Buxton in the middle of nowhere. We hadn't, obviously. But I told her that many times that we had broke down. So anyway, I get back to the clubhouse, we were karaoke on. Well, I'm not karaoke. God bless him, Jim Shaw, unbeknown to me, my wife rang up and said, is the team bus back yet? What do you mean, love? He's been back for about 3 hours. Oh, it's just that my husband said it was brought down. Oh, who is it? He says, Chris Grimshaw. I said, I'll just get him, he's on karaoke. Didn't go down well. Hence another marriage failed.
Yeah, that's it. Oh dear.
No, but I can look back and laugh now. But I think she can actually as well. So
yeah,
he's on karaoke.
You managed to get a trip to Barbados around that time as well, didn't you?
Oh, I certainly did, Dad. That would. Yeah. I think not long after that. I think I left then. Yeah, because Stan Allen manager, weren't he?
Yeah, that's right.
That was 95. That was what a week. That was a fantastic week. That Harry was chairman then. Yeah. It was Thornley. It was just a fantastic week. It were fantastic. And we played 2 games out there. Eric Kinder scored. I remember Eric Kinder scoring. But it was just we had a great set of lads then, you know. But just a really nice set of lads. I remember Lee Rogers and Burnley were all at the bar, and that's a surprise. But his legs were hanging out to the beach bar, and he didn't realise. Well, his knees to his ankles, and he burned both of his legs. So all week he had his legs in an ice bucket or ended up bed, couldn't play. But I kept going back and making him a cup of tea and then leaving him again. So it was all right.
Yeah, he looked out.
But me and Ash, I'm rooming with Ash Hoskins then. Yeah, fantastic days.
Yeah, brilliant.
After that trip to Barbados, is it then when you went to play for Clitheroe and you played at Wembley in the FA Base final?
That's it, Tony. I thought, well, Stan Allen started putting this up. I thought, well, I want to be playing now because I felt like I was the best days of my life because I was more experienced and was still fit as a fiddle. And I thought, well, I'm going to jack it in. So I remember there was an article in Telegraph and Dennis Underwood, manager at Clitheroe, read it. And he rung me up out at Blue and said, we said there was 7 games off Wembley. Do you fancy coming to help us to get there? I went, I just asked my wife. So I didn't know. She said, I know you won't. I said, no, I'm going down. I've always liked the place and the town, and I like playing at Clitheroe against Stanley. And that season we got to Wembley. And in fact, Stanley, they filled a full coach from Accy and went to the game, which I thought were brilliant. I'm not saying they just come to see me. I can see till they fell out then. But it was fantastic. I think they did come to see me, obviously. They wouldn't have gone to so much Clitheroe, would they? So, and that were a really good weekend. To play at Wembley. It's a childhood dream, what a thrill.
What a thrill. Yeah, exactly. To walk out on that pitch that so many great teams and
it was fantastic.
That's got to be a highlight for you, Chris.
It's up there, yeah, because it was the old Wembley as well, and we were in the old changing rooms, the England changing rooms with a big bath, you know, and you can the history of that, you know, and just walking out knowing that your family were there. And I remember bouncing ball in tunnel thinking, it's funny. Other day I saw my dad's friend. He's called Bernard as well, and his son's same age as me. We grew up and we used to play up Big Ben, up to Sandy Lane, St Anne's old. It was a gravel pitch, and we used to play a 3 and in up there as kids. 5 or 6 year old, 7. And he always said to me, "You'll play at Wembley one day, Grimmy." I went, no, I hope so. And he actually came. He lived in London at the time, but my dad got him a ticket and he came to watch, and he said, so after getting, I met him. So I was proud about that, yeah. It was a great day, that. Never forget. That's 21 years ago. Wow. Flipping out, that time's flown, hasn't it?
Yeah, that does fly.
Yeah, we're 96 it were, yeah, FA Horse final.
96.
That was a lovely club as well. Clitheroe, lovely club, absolutely great place, great people.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's a nice...
Really, yeah, it's very similar to Stanley, but apart from they've got a castle. We've got a castle pub, but
I could have said it's a little bit of a different castle.
But yeah, we've got the coppice, haven't we?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they've
got Pendle.
Yeah, they think they're cuttable, those, but there you go.
Yeah.
Well, they got a nice the butcher shop there on the main street that does the sausages. I always make a visit there, get some. They got bloody brilliant sausages they got in that shop.
They're fine with sausages. My mate's missus is they're brilliant. Them sausages, the best in the world.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely, they are the best in the world.
We need some sponsorship money for giving them a shout out.
Yeah, we do. I had sponsor a game.
Sent over to America for Phil some sausage.
Hey, I'd like that.
Yeah,
along with the pies.
Yeah, some Holland pies.
Oh yeah. No, don't worry.
I remember last time I come, Darren. Last time I was like guest of honour. I think I might have been 3-6 to win. I don't know, but I think against Orient on a bank holiday Monday, and I remember going up pitch half time and with this girl, I don't know she were, and the lad who were doing the commentary, whatever, the microphone. I just stood there and I thought, I don't know what to do here. Anyway, he eventually came over and said, now then, Glimmy, you're the guest of... I said, I'm called Grimmy. Whispered it to him. Said, so it's Glimmy. And I thought, whoa, he was doing my head in. I thought... So I made the fatal mistake in Clitheroe when I went over telling lads and girls. So that for last year or so of my life, they called me Glimmy. So whoever that bloke were, they were only a youngish lad, he obviously didn't know who I were. Will you get his address? Because I need I've been caught. Yeah, they put a Glimmy, I'm known, I've been Clitheroe.
Oh, dear. So anyway, we'll get you back to another game. We've got a good guy called Josh now who's all comparing, so he'll get your name right.
Good lad.
Yeah, so just rounding up your football career, you ended up at Winnie Hill right at the end, didn't you, Chris?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Oh, that was great as well, because all my mates played, and Pete Cobden, what a stalwart, what a bloke. How he's never got an award, like, for putting everything, heart and soul into a club. Doing kit, bringing people up, doing pitch. And Marquez, he does a good job up there now. But it was great to play for another Accy team and not have any pressure really, and help some young lads because they're only, even if we're helping them drinking the beer on way home. I think they looked up to me for that reason at the time. But I look at them now and they're all like in the 40s. I'm thinking I'm really getting old, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I'm all right. I'm doing really well, so it's just been great to to come on radio and talk to you all. So
no, definitely. No, it's like I said, I definitely sincere when I say that everybody's like rooting for you over the last few months, Chris. And
thank you, Darren. Yeah, I didn't realise how much love I'd got. When people, it's a fantastic feeling.
You can just tell when you read all comments. It's genuine, and
it is genuine. Yeah, you're right there, Darren. No negative, no negativity or anything. And if I can help just one person, I'd love that. Yeah. I feel like I've turned my life around, and
I think you've helped more than that, Chris, because of as you say, like what Darren said in the comments and the people that respond. You've touched a lot of people in the sense that you're setting an example of what you can do to turn things around. So, congratulations to you. And
thank you, Tony. That is brilliant. That I'll simplify it there for you, Tony. I'll never goes out of my head. This, like when you're an addict, addicted to something, you give up everything for one thing. But when you're in recovery, you give up one thing for everything. You get everything. You know what I mean? If you can stop that one thing, you'll get everything back. And touch wood, I've been very lucky. And I've got everything I've ever wanted and more back. So I'm really proud of the people, you know.
Fantastic.
Well said. Yeah, well said.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks, Phil.
Well,
Thanks,
thank you, Chris. It has just been absolutely brilliant having you on the show and hearing both your stories on the pitch and you winning your battle off the pitch is the most important.
Thank you.
And it's just, like I said at the beginning of the show, Darren does such a fantastic job of bringing in true legends from the history of Accrington Stanley to tell the story and put together the puzzle piece by piece. And I just want to thank you for taking your time today to give your incredibly important piece of the Accrington Stanley puzzle history, if you
Thanks
will.
A lot, Phil. I think you just come in a good day that you don't have said it in too many swear words out.
we've had a lot worse, Chris.
Luckily, we're an independent show, so whatever you can say, we don't have any sponsors to make matter.
Brilliant.
And we don't have any money in the budget to edit those things out anyway. So
brilliant. I was once on Ribble FM, and twice I was on Ribble FM, and he said, "Chris, just imagine your mum and dad are sat at corner, so you can't swear." I went, "And you're in a pub, but you can't swear." I said, "Well, if I'd be in a pub, I'd have a pack of cider in my hand." He said, "Wait there," and he went. You know where the ground is in Clitheroe? It's connected to that. And he went and got me a pint, so I got relaxed then. So I'm having a cup of tea now. So I'd rather have a cup of tea and all
that. Yeah. No, you're doing right, mate.
Thank you. Yes. It's been a privilege.
And we always
on Stanley on.
Well, you beat me to it. We'd like to finish up with that. On three, let's go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. On Stanley on.
On Stanley on. I love it. On Stanley on. Love it. Thanks a lot, folks.
Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
Keep the faith. See you later, Box. Thank you.
Bye.